Good morning, everybody. My name is Barbara Poli, and I am the president of Aniridia Europe. I am very happy to be here to open this webinar about the digital transformation. And in a few minutes, I will give the floor to our speakers. But first, I would like to tell you something about what Aniridia Europe is about. 20 years ago, there was almost nothing in the Aniridia field. When you went to a doctor, it was quite likely that he even didn't know about Aniridia. And people didn't know that there were other people like them in the same condition. It was like a desert somehow. And in that framework, a group of patients and families decided to change, to make a change. And it was, and it is, a long way to go. But now we are not in a desert anymore. Aniridia Europe counts associations among its members from 13 countries in Europe, from France to Italy to the Scandinavian countries, from Spain to Germany, the United Kingdom, Bulgaria, until Russia and Lithuania, and many more. And we have many more reference people in more countries. And this is a new framework when people are not alone anymore. But apart this, we also contributed to change the knowledge of the disease by promoting networking with professionals, both researchers and clinicians, and by supporting the organization of European conferences on Aniridia. This started in 2012 with the first conference in Oslo, and we could organize a conference every 2 years. And this nowadays we are involved in a very important project, which is AniridiaNet, a network of scientists in many countries in Europe, and we are giving a contribution to a big change. There will be in a few months a new conference on Aniridia. It will be in the United Kingdom, in London, and even if it will be mostly an online event, it will be a further step in the right direction of knowledge of the disease. And we are also part of the organization of a series of webinars that you will be able to follow in the next months. The first one will be at the end of May, and you will see information on our media channels. But all this has been possible only because people have worked on this. And now it is a time that we build the next generation of Aniridia fighters. This is why I am particularly happy to open this webinar, because this is exactly about building a new generation of persons that are involved and then want to contribute, the people that want to be the change. And that's you, folks. That's you. The ways you can contribute are many. For example, you can, simply following our events, but you can also contribute in advertising, and you can be part of a working group. You can try to participate actively in organizing events. You can suggest and you can collaborate. And this is what today's speakers have done. They will explain what they have done in this digital transformation, but now it is it is time that I introduce them. Our speakers today will be Thomas from Italy, then Marta, and then Alessandra. All of them, they are young, a young man and two young women. They have been, well, they have graduated in different fields, and they are still studying. And part of their studies is connected to Aniridia and how you can live your condition and improve your condition and your quality of life. So, no more words. I will give them the floor, and I wish you a good participation to this webinar.
Okay, I will start. Hello everyone, I'm Thomas, and today, like Barbara said, I will take you through the path that we followed in this month and to try, because we tried to build something different, something that we think could be a way that could improve lives and way that people experience Aniridia in their own life. And so, how the project is started, and when and how. So the project, okay, in the past years, there was already some ideas on what we can do about entertaining people, because even before coronavirus, in Italy we are spread all around the country, so we are not able to see each other very frequently. So we imagine a way that could be a way to entertain people that are in our association, for let them feel near to each other, to helping each other more frequently than one time a year, because in Italy we met one time a year, so we want something more. So after the last event that, like Barbara said, was entirely online, we decided to start to think about this project. And I'm not trying to say that it was easy, because it was not, absolutely not. Everyone has a different ideas, everyone has different conception on how and what the association could or could not be. But at the end, we find a common understanding of the situation. In particular, in this situation with the COVID-19 all around the world, that forced us to remain alone in our homes in front of a computer and trying to be next to each other. And how can we do this? Because it's not easy. And association, in particular our association, is based on this periodical meeting that we did in the past, and they are based on medical information, labor information, jobs, and etc. And that are very useful information, but they are not the all information that everyone needs in our life, because we don't talk about these topics every day and all day. So we decided to open the view, and we tried to giving the people not only information about how how studies on Aniridia evolved and such, but even information about how they feel in this pandemic time, how they could feel or could not, or some ideas of tourism or travels after this period of distancing imposed. And this is this was, and it is right now, our goal. And now is the question, now there is the question how we could come in every single home of the people of our association to trying to help them to create a web in our association more strong and spread web. And this we find this solution through social accounts of association. Why? Because now in COVID-19 we can't find each other face to face, and because, like I said before, even in normal conditions, we could not have a periodical meetings face to face. So social accounts like Facebook, like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and through these accounts, we tried to giving useful advice, contacts, like I said, tourism, because maybe some people want to travel but doesn't have the information to do so. So we try to help them to understand more the process, and we try to engage people because this is not a particular focus on Aniridia, but is worldwide. In this period, a lot of people feel the pressure of this time, so maybe we could, and this COVID-19 forced us to find ourselves in these meetings, online meetings, and people with Aniridia could not feel so comfortable with these settings. So we try to engage in people more through various settings, trying to help them in various ways, and hope that this works a little bit, only a little bit. So now I give the word to Marta that talk about a little more the process in itself and her role in the association.
Okay, thank you, Thomas, and hi to everybody. I'm here to talk about the first workflow of our project. And our activities began in September 2020 as the result of the situation that Thomas has already explained. So our starting wasn't really easy. In fact, we had to cope with some problems, like a scarcity of communication channel and a low online engagement among the members of our private Facebook group. So what we did? Firstly, we decided to open new channel like Instagram, and we decided also to restyle the YouTube channel and to use the Twitter channel for an institutional communication. Then in this way, we wanted to talk in a different ways on every different channel in order to involve more and more different target of audience in our channel and community. Moreover, we didn't forget the Facebook channel, the old channel, so we decided to try to develop some new emotional activities and emotional posts and contents. With the aim to connect to each other the community members of our community. In fact, our aim was also to create a great family, not just a network of people. But managing all the channels and creating new contents to populate them wasn't easy, and it seemed immediately necessary to set up an editorial plan. I was in charge on the creation of this plan, and with the help of Matteo, we started to think about the best solutions in terms of posts and activities to meet the needs and the interests of our community. On my opinion, one strength point of our group is that we started this project finding out the capabilities of every one of us, with the aim to structure the activity in a better and more effective way, yes, but we wanted to individuate the skills of everyone that everyone has and use them for the project. Especially the skills regarding the social media skills. So we are Alessandra, Thomas, Eduardo, Viviana, and Cecilia. Alessandra chose to take the lead to open and develop the Instagram channels. Thomas wanted to take care about the Twitter channel and strengthening the institutional communication. Viviana started to enhance the existing YouTube channel and started to create video contents to populating it. Then there is Cecilia, who used her creativity to focus on everything was related to the audios world. And she started from some musical playlist to arrive in the creation of a podcast where she tells stories for children. Then there is Eduardo, and Eduardo focuses attentions on the members of our Facebook group, of our community. And Eduardo, using his social ability, tried to get their interest in our activities through, for example, some interviews or a dialogue. But at this point, what was our final scope? Our final scope was to share positivity and give some useful advices to every kind of people in every part of our country. And in my opinion, the true first results came out when we decided to set up a weekly editorial plan. Sorry. In fact, one of our more wish goals was to propose every day of the week a different topic. For example, every Tuesday and Wednesdays, we decided to talk about the importance of being positive and faithful. And we opened 2 different rubrics, and one was about the importance of using a positive language, and another was based on the brave stories of our associations. Then there are also 2 other rubrics that I think are very interesting, and one is one where on Friday and gives some advice to travel in an accessible way. And then there is another sporadic rubric that talks about the importance of sports for people with disability and how sports can improve their resilience and determination. Okay, then after circa more than 6 months of our activity, we noted that the audience was growing numerically and interacting much more with the contents. Now we can underline that more people is present on our social channel, giving advice to each other or talking about their lives. Today, from the beginning of 2021, we wanted also to involve new range of ages in our project. So, following the idea of Alessandra and Eduardo, we created dedicated webinar where children from 3 to 10 and young adults from 10 to 18 can meet each other and spend quality time together and discover new things. Today, after almost 1 year of work on this project, we are sure that if we didn't use these positive communications, we wouldn't have got the same results. In fact, working on this, we understood the importance of underlying the resources of everyone and promote contents that valorize the superpower of people. Because in our opinion, every one of you and every one of us have a story that can inspire other people to live better. And all the message we built and disseminated during this year were aimed to change the usual idea related to disability that identify handicap just as something negative. In fact, we want to say that we think that disability could be more than this. And in our opinion, if you leave this perception of disability to embrace a new way of mind that helps you to transform the disadvantage in advantage, you can create a new storytelling. And we need this new way of telling our stories to look at the future with faith and positivity and to get new results and to give a different point of view to the new generations. But when I talk about the new generations, we don't refer only to people with Aniridia, but also to their families. Because we believe that our positive communication can impact also on the parental mood and perceptions about Aniridia. With our project, we want to show to parents that living with Aniridia can be more than living with fear and anxiety. You just need to find your way to do things respecting your time and your needs. So, in conclusion, this project helped us to understand that if you want to change things, you need to be the change. For this reason, we are here also today asking for your help to give life to Aniridia Day next editions that will take place on the 20th and 21st of June. So please, if you want to get more info, support us, help us, you can write to us or to Lucia Mosquera. Okay, now I finish my part and I give the floor to Alessandra that will explain you how Instagram can be a good communication channel also for people with Aniridia.
Okay, thanks, Marta. Good morning, everyone. I speak about the Instagram channel and it's important. Instagram is an important social network to allow the improve of visibility of the association and engagement of a new person to approach the world of Aniridia and visual disability. But this channel is difficult to manage for the visual impaired because is based on photo and video. When we decide to open Instagram channel, we try to find a strategy to make a post accessible, and creating a video instant photo, or describing a photo. An example of content accessible is the Brave Story, which I make with Edoardo, another boy of Italian group. He write the text of the story, and I create the image of with the text of the story, and then I record my voice will I read the story aloud. Creating a video where you can read the text and listen to it. This video accessible and content also put in YouTube channel. The result of Instagram channel we obtain is very good. In particular, we see the result in March, when Italian family we contact us for support and information of what is Aniridia. I finish my speaking.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I think that this group has given us a good perspective of what we can do with the digital media. And I have to say that starting from the end of 2020, there is also a digital team inside Aniridia Europe. Part of the digital team is Tord from Norway, who is also a board member in Aniridia Europe. Matteo from Italy. Matteo is the vice president of Aniridia Italy. And Irma from Lithuania. She's the president of the association in Lithuania. And Lucia Mosquera, she is in the Spanish association. And all of them, they are working in this digital transformation to allow Aniridia Europe to be a stronger and positive organization in the Aniridia field. I have already mentioned that we are planning many things. Of course, this is always a collaboration with other organizations and partners. For example, Aniridia Europe Digital Team is going to be the co-organizer of a series of webinars that will be held at the end of each month, starting from May 2021, and going until what we have planned so far, until spring of 2022, one webinar a month. Together with the Aniridia Net Cost Action, which is a project funded by the European Union, and that is a networking project of Aniridia scientists and research groups. And the digital team of Aniridia Europe is fully involved in this. And there will be the European Aniridia Conference organized by the Aniridia UK and Ireland Association. And the digital team will be also collaborating with this. And as Marta has said, there will be in June the Aniridia Day International. This is not strictly an Aniridia Europe's activity, but this is a more general activity in the Aniridia at international level, I mean. And all of this means that we have to be strong. We have to be willing to participate because we can achieve many goals. One of the goals is that we can know each other. And this is very important because, as you have listened from our speakers, at the beginning it is not easy. There are many differences in the way people think to their condition, and among the ideas they have to how to improve it. And after that, you have to become a partner with some accountability, with some strength and continuity in your action. So you have to be committed. And this is also very important because sometimes we see that we have people with a great enthusiasm, but this, which is important, but we need also to make this last and during over the time. And so many skills are requested to be an Aniridia fighter and a digital rebel. But as Marta has said, we are sure that all of us, we have some skills. The important thing is to find them and to make them work together. And this is our message from today's webinar. And now I give the time for some questions. I saw that there were some. Sorry, let me check. Okay. We have a few questions. The first one is what gives you this project in terms of a new way of mind about Aniridia? I think that maybe Marta could answer this question. What is what this project means in building a new way of mind about Aniridia?
Okay, on my opinion, gives us yes, positivity and determination to change the things and to try a new method to cope with some difficulties. And yes, this, if I understand the question, is, in my opinion, is this.
Okay, thank you, Marta. There is another question. Do you think that collaborating with other people helped you to approach Aniridia in a different way? Maybe Thomas can answer.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, some people could help me to live with Aniridia in another way. Of course, the collaboration and cooperation is extremely important in this field, like in every other aspect of life in general, and in particular of this project, because alone we each of us alone we couldn't achieve what we achieved in this past year. So the answer is yes, of course.
Okay, now we have a couple of questions about Instagram. So they are directed to Alessandra. The first question is, I grouped them so it is easier to answer. The first question is if Instagram, isn't it too much dedicated and oriented to visual communication to be a good channel for visually impaired people? And what was the most popular strategy for Instagram account from your experience? This strategy could be engaging posts or something like giving advice or positive vibes posts. Alessandra?
Alessandra, do you have the mic down? Turn it off, so you need to turn it on.
Ok. Barbara, mi puoi solo dire la domanda in italiano perché l'ho più o meno capita, ma non sono sicura di...
Ok. Se Instagram non è troppo visivo per le persone con disabilità visiva, e qual è la migliore strategia? Se dare consigli o dare vibes posts.
Okay. Yes, Instagram is social, is more visible, but the strategy to make accessible post is make video. So the people with visually impaired to listen the voice in the video and listen the voice and non so come si dice, use the content.
Okay. So I think that's the answer is that you start thinking about giving inclusive messages. If I may comment, this is something that we should do in every activity also in our professional lives, because it is time that communication starts to be inclusive, to think about people with different skills and different conditions, and so all the communication should be inclusive. You should think, for example, that when you create a website, this should be accessible for everybody, no matter the condition of this person. This is what it is written in our constitutions in all European countries, that is that every person has the same rights, but to make it real and concrete and effective in real life, we need always to think that our messages and our communication is targeted to people that may be in different situations, and we have to take into account. So even when you use a social channel that is mostly targeted to visual communication, you have to use also the other means of communication, such as audio and other possibilities. So this is to give a general an overall advice on this. Okay, is there any other questions? Let me check. No. Okay. From the backroom group, Matteo, is there any other question that you?
Yes, there is one, always about inclusivity. So for Marta, when you think about a social strategy or a post on Facebook, what is the main thing that you need to consider, according to you, to be inclusive? So you think that, for example, video are better than photos, or do you build a copy, so a writing in a different way, considering also the visually impaired people? What is your thought about it?
Okay, we worked with the aim to be inclusive, obviously. So we started to make more video or use photo instead and only copy test. And when we use a copy, we always try to make some phrase relevant. Okay, or we don't use strange character in the copy that the
the screen readers.
Yes, thank you, sorry. Can't read, okay. So, yes, and I think that doing video can be the solutions.
There are another question about the applications. I don't know if Marta or Alessandra want to answer, but there is some app that maybe can help better than other in terms of video or video building or video making or photo making. I don't know if you use something if from mobile or from desktop.
Okay, Alessandra, you want to answer, or I can do my app, and then if you want, you can share your. I use an app on my telephone that is called Viva Video, and I think it is accessible. I can use it, and also a movie maker. It's called Movie Maker. I use this too, Movie Maker, for my computer.
And Alessandra, do you want to add something?
Yes, I use an application of mobile for making video. I use InkShot. It is an application most simple and accessible with screen reader.
There is another question for Thomas about Twitter. What is your strategy? Because maybe people aren't so addicted to Twitter. Is difficult to read, is difficult to find things, and maybe it's difficult also to understand all the copies because they are so short. So what is your strategy?
So the question is very precise. In fact, Twitter, like Marta said before, was one used for institutional things. So the person said, Twitter has a maximum of word that you can put in a post. So you have to be very, very strict in explanation, and this was very hard for me, trust me. But I did. My strategy was at the end that I put a very strict explanation, description of the content, and then I put the link to the Instagram page, YouTube page, or okay, Facebook was a private account, so I couldn't. But the thing is, only to catch the attention and then take the people in a social that could maybe be more accessible, like Alessandro said, Instagram with videos, YouTube that is mainly videos, and so that's my strategy, because Twitter is not very used because it's very visual too, because it's sentence basically and some photos sometimes. So this was the strategy to only to I don't know, to help more people to know what we were doing. So it was a social to help us to grow our audience.
That's okay. There is another question from for Marta, and according to you, what is the best social channel for an association communication or to engage members of the association?
Okay. After 1 year, maybe I can say that Instagram is a functional way to engage new people. In fact, I think that many people contact us there. And for example, I just say, okay, there is a families that recently contact us there, and they have a little baby, and they ask us some advice, and this is a really good goals in my opinion. I was surprised initially and very, very happy.
I don't know if Barbara has other questions from her side. Barbara, maybe you have the mic turned down.
So, yeah, sure. Okay. Sorry. No, I cannot see any other question, but I think that the questions have helped us to deepen our explanations on the different topics. Okay, so maybe we can wrap up. And I think that what we have discussed today gave us a good example on the need to experiment and to not to be shy, to be positive and to try again if the first try is not a good one. I think this is important in every field of life, but especially when you have to face a condition that can be difficult at school or in your workplace or in general in the society. We all have to find our way and to take care of our skills. So our speakers, I think, today can inspire us to make tries to think about what we can do and think about what we want to achieve. And if we cannot achieve it the first time we try, we will try again. This is a home message, take-home message for today. Be positive, collaborate, commit yourself, and don't stay isolated. go and reach out for the other people, and you will be surprised when you get to know other people how much you will learn about yourself. I think this is a good conclusion for our webinar. If you want to say something more or simply say goodbye from our speakers.
No, okay, it's okay, Così, and nothing. Thank you for your attention and have a good day.
I would like to say some last word about this project. And I follow the path that already Barbara said, that you have to understand that maybe your association is born with some goals, but nowadays maybe their goals could be expanded to have a much more impact on the people's lives. So maybe you should take the chance. Thank you all and have a great day.
Okay, so thank you for your attention, and we will and don't miss the chance to get in contact with Aniridia Europe and with your suggestions, with your proposals, and if and with your collaboration, because together we can be stronger and we can improve a lot in the Aniridia field. We have, as I said at the beginning, we have done a lot in the last 20 years, but there is still a lot to do, really a lot to do, and we need to do it in the next years. Okay, thank you. Thank you, bye.